You've learned a million different ways to find winning dropshipping products, from PPS to Temu to checking your mom's browser history. I can't tell you how much that scarred me for life. But how do you evaluate products and know which ones you should sell versus the ones that are just going to waste your time and money? Well, today I'm going to reveal the exact criteria I've been using for years to evaluate products that I'm currently scaling to over 100K a month. Today we're going to be evaluating these 4K night vision goggles for true Southern hicks and country cowboys that like the wildlife. Now, the first criteria point I have is making sure there's proven sales validation. So for me, if a product's doing at least 30 grand a month in sales, whether that be on Temu, Amazon, a competitor store, or Calidata, that is perfect for me to know that there is market demand. I don't like selling products that are a little bit untapped and unsaturated. I know a lot of people are pushing that, but it's just so much more risky, and I'd rather not be the pioneer with a lot of arrows in his back, and I'd rather leverage what someone else has clearly proven, done the legwork with, and just improve the marketing with better ads and offers. Now, if we look at this product right here on Calidata, it's doing over 270K a month, which is enough validation for me, but you can look it up on Temu, and again, it doesn't have to be the exact same model. Like this one right here only has 30 sold. That would not be enough validation, but I can clearly see another one, 113 sold. This one has 11,000 sold. So there is clearly demand in general for night vision binoculars. And if we go on Amazon, same thing. One of the top listings, this is almost identical, 920K. So there's a clear, huge market. Now, you may be wondering, is there a point where it gets a little too saturated? And that's really a gut feeling thing. If I see there's a lot of sellers on Facebook or TikTok for that product all at the same time, then yeah, I might avoid it because I really don't feel like there's another marketing angle I could hit. But for this one, I know there is, and it's also an evergreen product, which is great. So if I really do make this into a winner, I can build a brand that eventually I could sell rather than just a quick cash grab seasonal winner product that I scale up for only a few weeks. And to be honest, with these more higher ticket products, you don't really notice as much competition in the dropshipping space compared to if you're trying to sell a quick $20 TikTok cash grab visual product. Now, the next criteria point I look for is solid margins, which means for me, at least a $25 profit margin and a 3x what it's costing me from whatever my supplier is. Now, I like to get a quick quote using AliExpress's image search, so you can grab an image of your product, upload it right here, and get some immediate quotes. So I'm seeing 49, I'm seeing 65, 53. So I can reasonably guess that $50 would be one of the price points I could get. Now, this is wholesale pricing, but I know if I send this link over to my private agent, I'd probably be able to source this for around that $40 to $50 range, which means I would have to sell this product for about 120 to 150 to get that 3x. Now, in order to make sure that's a realistic price, I will look at my product on Google Shopping, I'll look it up on Amazon, and gather what is the average price point for similar products of this category. So I'm seeing on Amazon, the average price is $126. I'm seeing some listings for top ones for $170, for $159, some for $69. So there seems to be a range of about $60 to $160 on Amazon. And when I look up on Google, we see $179, $4,000 for the more expensive higher end ones. Obviously, that's not the best comparison, but we're definitely seeing a range here of between 60 to I'd say 200 on the higher end for this type of model. Now, I definitely feel like we could sell that product for 120, 150, even 200, because that's what the market told us they are willing to pay. Now, where people make a cardinal mistake is they'll ignore the major red flag of a product because they fall in love with it like a girl in a red dress dancing bachata. And let's say, for instance, you like the spin scrubber. It's a great problem solver. Everyone needs one. There's definitely a huge demand. It's got order validation, but the problem is you source it for $5 and you need to be able to sell for 30 using our rules. But the reality is the market's only willing to pay 15, 20 because it's generic. There's a lot of these out there, and the perceived value of the problem it solves, it's only about a $20 problem. So you can't force a margin and say, well, I have to be able to sell it for 30, so I'm just going to put up a $30 price point and force the margin, because it's not going to work. The market isn't willing to pay that amount. So never force a margin just because you like a product. If it doesn't match the margin rules, you don't sell it. Now, quick pause. If your dropshipping store isn't at least doing $1,000 a day in sales and you're just frustrated with constantly testing products, learning a bunch of strategies on YouTube, but just nothing really working for you, then I would recommend booking a call with my one-on-one team down below so that you can get personalized feedback on what you're doing right, but most importantly, what you're doing wrong in terms of your product selection, your website design, or your ad creatives, so that you can finally break through your plateau and see the results that you want, like my students Tim and so many others that are doing over 5 to 10 grand a day once they learned the right strategies, worked with me one-on-one, and got the templates and resources that they finally needed to skip the learning curve and get results today. So if you're interested in getting some one-on-one help with the only program that guarantees you'll hit $1,000 a day in the next 180 days, then book a call down below with my team, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work with you. So far, these goggles are passing with flying colors, but our next criteria point is, do we have enough content online to be testing these with high quality ads? Now, if you're selling a clothing product, that really just means you need to have good images from your supplier. But for this product, we are going to be selling this primarily through video content. Now, the great thing with CalData is it already gives you the top performing video ads for that product. So we could easily rip a lot of this content or use it for B-roll on the scripts of our own ads that we'd like to make. So content is not going to be a problem for this product. But if you're wondering, where else do I find content for my product? Well, look up the keywords on TikTok, and you can see right here, plenty of different videos for this night vision goggles. I would just have to find the specific one because some are a little bit different, and we don't want to obviously use clips for a different model, but we can also look it up on Amazon and see, oh, tons of product demonstration videos from actual customers. This is great B-roll content, great product demo content. So you'll see plenty of those from Amazon that you can easily download. I have a Chrome extension that I personally use called Z-Drop, which is about $15 a month, but will allow you to easily download these Amazon videos, which is essential for creating great ads. Also, you can get great content from suppliers from AliExpress, from Alibaba. Now, I will admit this is usually lower quality because they tend to just show features instead of really good demonstrations like you'll get off of TikTok and Amazon. And then the final method that I really do like is uploading an image onto Manea, and you can see plenty of ads right here selling the same product, and you can do the same process also on PP ads by looking at the keywords of your product over there. I mean, right here off of PP ads, I just looked at the keywords and we could see some great content that we can use for product demonstration and to show exactly what the product can do. I mean, you can see that 4K crystal clear quality up to 300 feet. So in case any potential predators or intruders or Diddy parties happen in your backyard, you'll be able to stop them. Now, this next criteria point is something that people really don't think about enough because they don't think about what happens when you actually start to scale a winning product, which is if the product doesn't work and has a huge return rate, you're going to be pulling your hair out. You're going to want to quit dropshipping. You're going to want to put those fries in the bag because that's a much easier, more calm lifestyle than dealing with returns 24/7 from unhappy customers. So for me, I want to sell products with a low return rate. So I tend to avoid clothing products like t-shirts and pants and hoodies because the Asian sizes to American and European, guys, it's a little bit of a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie. So I tend to avoid those types of products, and I like to sell problem-solving products that are one size fits all. And in this case with goggles, the only thing that could possibly go wrong is just quality control. So for me, I want to make sure on Amazon that it has at least a star rating of 4.2 or above. Now this one has a 4.4, and I would want to look at other listings to make sure it's the same quality, but that gives me the reassurance that I can sell this product, it can scale, and I really won't have to deal with too many returns because the quality of the product itself is solid. Now, if you can't find that many reviews on Amazon, then on Temu, my general rule over here is a 4.5 to 4.6 or above on the reviews. Now, as you can see here, 4.6, we are good to go. And if it's at exactly 4.2 and it's got a few thousand reviews, then I'd say it's still perfectly fine. I am comfortable, but if we're getting into that 4.0 or God forbid the 3 range, I'm avoiding it like the plague. Now, this last criteria point is a little bit subjective, so it's up to you if you want to apply it. But for me, I want to sell a product that I know I can build a brand around that is not generic, because there's a lot of products out there in the dropshipping space that, yes, they do solve a problem. There is a demand, but quite frankly, there's a lot of them already out there in most traditional general stores like an Amazon or a Walmart or whatever wackadoodle store you have in Latvia or whatever country you're from. So you want to make sure that it's not something that is easily be able to find, and also not copyrighted. So for that first point, not copyrighted, obviously that's pretty obvious. Make sure there's no company, big brand selling this exact same product that has their own logo on it, because you're going to deal with problems in the future when you actually start to scale it. So I would love to sell this Jack Daniel's whiskey lamp. I mean, it makes me want to get 1 million beers at the club later this weekend. Come on, boys. Friday night, we all know where we're going to be. But yes, even though it's an essential man cave product, I cannot sell that. But with these goggles, I definitely feel like I can build a brand because it's already making sales every single month. This brand right here selling it is doing well over 100K every single month. So it's an evergreen product. It is definitely brandable with the right logos on the side. And I definitely feel that is not a product you can just find everywhere. I know for a fact on Amazon, Walmart, you're not going to be able to find something like this. Now, obviously, I'm not my target audience. Maybe if you go to a Bass Pro Shop, you'll be able to find something pretty similar. I don't really know, but based on the demand on the internet for multiple listings on CalData, on Amazon, clearly people are trying to buy this product online rather than retail from what I'm seeing. And then the final thing to look out for this criteria point is just making sure there's not too many sellers of the product because it is so generic. So if I was to sell these car LED lights, it is just so freaking generic that there's 1 million Amazon listings. There's so many brands trying to sell it. So I wouldn't want to sell this product, even if it has all the demand, it solves a problem, it has the right criteria points, because it's just such a very easily accessible product that almost anyone can find everywhere on the internet. So what's the final verdict on these goggles? Well, for me, it gets that Dobbins marketing stamp of approval. And if you want a document that breaks down all the criteria points I mentioned throughout this video, then comment criteria down below. Now watch this video next to know how I would create an irresistible offer for this product and any other product that I would want to scale to over $1,000 a day.